Well, this morning is different. My minibus is in dock, and travelling on buses can be a bit of a problem when the virus is out of control out in Tenerife, so I'm walking locally from Torres up Chayofita, but I'll keep a record of it anyway. Well, bad start to the walk. Didn't get lost, but forgot my mask. Got to go back and fetch a mask. Well, as you can see, water around the pool. The third day running, it's rained out here. But the sky is now clearing. We've now got a mask on and we're obeying the regulation. We must wear a mask out when we're out. An interesting piece in the paper yesterday, Spanish paper yesterday. The Ass Hotel head saying he wanted the Canaries to have a secure path so that the local people don't contaminate the tourists. What he fails to say is that it's the tourists that are contaminating the local people, bringing the virus out to the Canaries. We didn't have it till this tourist season started. Now we're over 1,000 a day. This is quite a short walk. If I walk from Torres up to the top of chayofita twice and back down, it's about 4 kilometres, climb up 150 metres and take just over an hour. So it's a good workout. As you can hear, it's all uphill. So, keeps the cardiovascular system going. Well, the cleaners are out, spraying the road. Yesterday they were spraying all the trees. We have a bad attack of whitefly out here, and all the trees were re-sprayed. Now they're clearing the rubbish up. Buenos dias! Very Christmassy. Nearly at the top of the walkway before we start on the way up chayofita. Called for a paper, I think, on the way. Interestingly, the papers yesterday said there are no antigen tests available for sale now. The panic is setting out here. All the spare tests have been bought. Most have been by tourists. The local people cannot afford them. They're not free here, you have to buy them. So it shows how much the pandemic is beginning to affect people out here. Well, here we are, going up to the mini market just before we start up Chayofa. Need to get across the road without being killed. There are car parking spaces this morning, but it does look a nice blue sky out there. Right, I've got my papers now. I'm taking the mask back off as I've been in the shop. Interestingly, today, I don't know whether Babs can see that, and Gordon. I'm using Gordon's old little rucksack. It's useful for carrying my first aid kit and waterproof affair. I still have to carry safety equipment with me. I don't like walking without safety stuff. So here we go, up the hill. Lots of tourists walk up Chayofita. It's quite an easy walk, and it's one of those little hills, small mountains that are on the coast. If you're in Los Cristianos, Las Americas, it's easy to get to, but there you are. That's the view this morning as the sun comes up over Los Cristianos this morning. Better than the last few days, which have been very cloudy. There are volcanoes all over Tenerife, all over the Canaries, but these, in the middle of what are now built up areas, assumed to be extinct, but have similar kind of remnants to the La Palma one. One never knows with volcanoes. There are people about 2 or 3 walking around the top, family walking children down to the bus stop for school, and 1 or 2 homeless people live in this caldera here. But you can see people on top in the distance there. I don't know whether you can see them. They'll have gone by. There we are, walking along the top of. Well, as you can hear, the dog from one of the people who lives here, and his little display that he keeps. It's his home. Oh, start to climb the hill. Oh, there's a view of the golf course down in the bottom there. And behind it there's Conde and the mountains. The sun is beginning to break over the horizon now. Oh, now we're at the top there. You can see Toddies, where I've come from. That, there, where that end of that tennis court is where I walk from. It's all uphill to start with. It's a bit of a, and in the distance, it's like a mare. The sun is now beginning to come up, and there we are. Well, those who know Tenby, Pico Bianca and Tady, and it is not Tady, Pico Bianca. And of course Conde in the foreground. And as you go around past Valle San Lorenzo and to where the sun is now burning my eyes out over the top of that hill there. Very nice. Right. We're at the last bit of chayofita now, the first time up. The sun's getting quite bright in the eyes, so it's difficult to see. But there's a peak. We'll have a look at the top. Well, now we're at the top, looking back towards the far end of Las Americas, around. Let me undo this and do it a proper way. And there we have the top, Tady and Pico Bianco, and as we go further around, the other one, all these are ex-volcanoes of one kind or another. The hills don't come up, not produced by moles. They are mostly volcanic, and going into the sun I'll go through quickly because the camera a lot of good. And there we have a ferry leaving, one of the Fred Olsen ferries. It will be La Gomera, possibly La Palma. They put a lot of extra tours into La Palma for the people to see the volcano, but they'll have stopped going now. They weren't interested in La Palma or the people there, just in being able to say they'd seen the volcano. And as we go further around, we can't see El Hierro today, and La Gomera is out there in the We are now down. On the way down for the first time, I've just passed the chap who was coming down the other side as I went up. He's now on his second trip round, like I will be in a second. But this is getting down here. Can be a bit difficult. The stones are fairly loose in places and you can trip easily, so we'll have that off a minute. Well, on the way down now, and there, for those that know it, it's Santiago 6, where some people think it's wonderful coffee, and the school and football pitch. Further around is this little swimming pool, but of course still dominated by the mountains. Nearly to the bottom now, we're walking down fairly close to the road, the hillside there. Looks like it's going to be a really nice day. Now we're coming up chayofita for the first time. This is the last bit down to the bottom where I started. As you can see, just in front of me is the start of the walk. A Spanish gentleman that's walking the opposite way is now looking down the hill. He's obviously walking faster than I am, but then he's not videoing. Right, here we are, starting the second trip down up the little path again. The person lives who spends his life in this caldera. Si usted terminado la segunda vez, no comenzó la segunda vez. Someone else on the way down having taken pictures, but there's a really nice view of Conde, Teide and Viejo. Right here, we have a Spanish family. I saw them on the top taking pictures on the way up. Oh look, it's gone off again. Let's try again. Spanish family that were walking on top. Taking pictures. Oh, it's gone off again. Well, this is different to when during the lockdown. At that time it was Spanish people on the beach. Now it's, let's say, the tourism in. Tourism trumps health. Doesn't matter whether it's in the UK or in the Canaries or Spain. As long as you're making money from tourism, the health of the country can go to the dogs. The La Gomera ferry arriving, the Fred Olsen ferry. It could be the La Palma one, although this time it's a bit late. It starts about 4 o'clock in the morning from La Palma, 5 o'clock, so it's probably just a straightforward La Gomera one. Well, here we are, second time to the top of the hill. I don't know if you can see. Oh, Jamie and Gaynor. Oh, you see the top of their building down there. It's just to make you feel a bit homesick, Jamie and Gaynor. Oh, this is difficult. Oh, there we are. There's a zebra crossing on the road up to your place. And there we are, staring at the wonderful mountains again. The van will be out of action for at least a month, which means a month when I can't walk in the mountains. Oh, very sad. still we'll keep fit. Well, there we are, the Gold Coast down there. You can see very rarely you see people on there. Most people can't afford it, even the tourists. It's certainly not built for local people. None of these amenities are built for local people. The Canarian government only interested in tourism and the money they can get from the English and the North Europeans who want cheap holidays. Well, here we are on the way down for the second time. It's interesting, this area there, where you can see lots of streets, lots of lampposts, infrastructure built by the EU. That's because the tourist industry wanted to build more large hotels there and apartment blocks. In fact, the tourism industry wanted to concrete the whole of the coast of Tenerife because they thought that was a better way of making money. Rather than being sustainable, the EU is really a nasty place when it comes to tourism and the exploitation of the southern Europeans. Well, here I am on the second time down. Now, getting close to the end of the walk around chayofita. We'll be back on the pavement shortly, 5-10 minutes. You do need a stick really up here. I see lots of tourists with flip-flops on. You can get yourself injured, not careful. So you do need to take care when you're coming up here. There we are, down the most serious bit and down to the bottom. Well, here we are, down at the bottom again now. Just through over the road and down. We've been coming out here now 40 odd years. We bought our studio 40 odd years ago. We've been living here now 11-12 years permanently, and watched the slow destruction of the archipelago by tourism. Folklore, culture, it all goes in the end. There's a pretense by the tourist board that they support it, but in reality they are interested in tourism. In fact, a few years ago the hoteliers wanted to ban working class families from having cheap holidays out here because they didn't bring in enough money. They wanted only 5-star hotels and rich clients with no children. It shows the kind of lengths tourism will go to make money. Here we are down at the bottom, back on the pavement. Traffic has now picked up. One of the menaces of living in Tenerife. Horrendous traffic problems, traffic jams, nowhere to park. There's an interesting parking space, but in an hour's time you'll not be able to park anywhere down here. Nowhere near the coast, nowhere in Los Cristianos, nowhere in San Lorenzo, nowhere in Arona. It is a nightmare. And then we will start with the traffic jams. So, no, it's not fun. Everybody knows it's a problem. No one does anything about it except invite more tourists in. The street cleaners are nearly at the end now. They've done a really good job at cleaning up. There is no problem with the Spanish people or the European people. It's the businessmen and politicians that are the problem in Europe. They are all after money, and the fact that Brexit stopped money makes them anti-English at present. Doesn't matter where you are, the politicians and businesses are anti-Brexit, anti-English. There you go. Now where the cleaners are, still working hard. Más mejor para Navidad. Gracias, limpia. The last small hill down from Mercadona to the road, and then down to Torres with McDonald's in the distance. People that know where we are, there's McDonald's, it's on the front, and Torres there. Well, here I am, back. The cleaners have started their daily routine out here. Every day they clean everything on this complex. Some pretty flowers, look, that they grow. And the cleaners do a really good job of keeping this place tidy, and the technicians are constantly working to keep it up to scratch. It's a good example of how you can sustain a building. A lot of the newer ones seem to be falling down. For those of you who are not sure about the effect of tourism on health, this is the effect of tourism on the Canaries. Tenerife has gone from virtually no or less than 10 per day to 1,417 per day. In Gran Canaria 424. We have over 2,000 infections. It isn't the locals that are giving the tourists in the infection, it's the tourists bringing infection into Tenerife.